welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. On July 13th, 2021, quite often we go through our training accumulating a lot of different strikes and ways to defend ourselves, anything from how to escape when someone grabs your wrist, to how to deliver that devastating pump strike to the face, to throwing that devastating right hook, that quick left jab, or that full body uppercut, or that knee strike, or that elbow to the head, and so on and so on. But very often, especially after you have started to progress and advance in your program, you start to find that things are not quite as good as they should be. Your strikes ending up a little bit off-center. Your techniques just seem a little bit sloppy. This is a definite issue with higher level people. So today, for the next several episodes, in fact, I want to take us back to basics and look at one of the most important aspects of how to strike good and strike hard without hurting yourself, without exposing yourself to potential counters and harms. For the next few episodes, we are going to be looking at one of the most important aspects of striking, which is alignment. Alignment means how things should line up when that strike happens. What angle is optimum and what angles are no-no. And we're going to start from the bottom up, just to be different. So today, I want to show you guys, do a quick reminder on proper alignment on heel strikes. Now, when we talk about the alignment for heel strike, we are mostly talking about a backward, reverse heel strike, such as in a mule kick or an upward heel kick or a reverse hook kick. We are not going to be addressing heel strike for the side kick, for the front kick, for the foot stomp, etc., etc. Why? Because those are very intuitive. Okay? When you throw your side kick, there's only so many ways to do that. And you'll always, unless you try to do something really weird, you'll always make contact with the right part of your foot and your heel. When you do a front kick, same thing. There's just so many ways you can do that. There's not a lot of chances for error, especially with relation to your heel. When you do a foot stomp, same thing. There's just so many ways for you to do that. However, where most of the mistakes tend to happen is when people are striking backward, in reverse, or back and up. So that's why we're going to address that. First, no matter what you're doing with your heel kick, no matter what technique, always keep in mind that the part of your heel that should make contact is here. The part that you stand on. Right? That should always be the part that makes contact. Not the part that gets rubbed raw if your shoes is too tight. Not the back. Always the bottom, never the back. Doesn't matter what it looks like when they do it on TV or in video games. Because on TV, they rehearse this stuff. They're not really going that hard with each other. And even for people that do it hard, they're stunt people. They're used to this kind of stuff. Or they're wearing shoes. Now, when you're wearing shoes, then you can actually bypass a lot of this. But still, I recommend, even when you're wearing shoes, try to land with the bottom rather than the side or the back. Why is that? There's three very simple reasons why you should always make contact with the bottom of your heel rather than the back or the side. Reason number one, the bottom of your heel is one very strong area of your body because you're standing on it every day. You walk, you jump, you squat, you're testing it, you're conditioning it without even going out of your way to condition the bottom of your heel. Okay? On the other hand, the back of your heel, unless you do something really out of the ordinary, like you're in some crazy karate or taekwondo program that make you condition the back of your heel on purpose, most people have never had a situation that requires them to use the back of their heel for anything. So you have one part of your body that is conditioned multiple times for hundreds and hundreds of minutes every day versus another part of your body that is never used for anything. Which means if you make contact with something hard, like this wall, for example, right? If you don't believe me, find the nearby door frame and just do it 30% intensity, alright? Smack the door frame with the bottom of your heel versus smacking the door frame with the back of your heel, and you tell me which one hurts a lot more. I will guarantee you the back of the heel going to hurt like crazy, right? And that's you doing it gently against an unresisting target. Right? The back of the heel is also where your Achilles tendon is attached, which means you get it wrong by 1 little inch, you mess up your ankle, you mess up your Achilles tendon. You can't walk anymore, you can't run anymore, you can hardly fight anymore. So that's reason number one. Right? So why you want to strike with the bottom of your heel and not the back of your heel. Let me share a story right quick. I was in this sparring match one time, and I had my sparring partner on the run, basically. I was feeling really, really good about myself, and I was going in, I was throwing the left and right and moving out to the side and throwing a hook, and then moving out to the side, another hook, and then a straight through, and my partner just like dancing back, trying to stay out of my reach, and then just as I judged the time was right, I went in, 1, 2, and then I shuffled through, boom, beautiful, backward hook kick, heel right into his leg. When I threw that boom back hook kick, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm looking so good. This is going to make contact, and he is going to drop down, and I'm going to finish the fight. Well, to my disappointment, he did drop down, but so did I, because the back of my heel made contact with his hip bone. So I think that kick actually hurt me a lot more than it hurt him. For the rest of the match, I couldn't barely walk. I had to basically stood where I was and just took whatever he could dish out at me. I couldn't move very good because my right ankle was all messed up. So, strike with a part of your body that is well conditioned versus the part of your body that is barely ever conditioned. Now that's number one. Number two, the muscle group used in powering both kind of strike is very different. Right? let me show you guys. If I want to hit someone with the back of my heel, most of the time the motion is going to look like me lifting my leg and then hook back by bending my knee. It's like a hamstring curl. Like a hamstring curl. Like a hamstring curl. Look very graceful, look very quick. But what muscles? What's actually moving? What's actually moving? My knee joint and my hamstring. Knee joint, hamstring. That's the two components that powers this kind of movement when you want to make contact with the back of your heel. Look at this pulling back motion. So the pulling up motion. Okay? It's all in the knee and in the hamstring. Now look at, if I want to make contact with the bottom of my heel, what kind of motion are we looking at? I bring my knee up and boom, back. Knee up and boom, back. Knee up and boom, down to the side. That is powered by my hip and my glute. Right? So one is powered by knee joint and hamstring. One is powered by hip joint and glute. Now even if you are not into anatomy, it's very obvious which group of muscles are a lot bigger, which joints are stronger. Your hip joint will always be stronger than your knee joint. Your glute will always be stronger than your hamstring. Basic human anatomy physics. So when you're throwing this heel kick, hitting with the back of your heel, you just don't have nearly a quarter of the power you would than if you power it with your glute and your hip joint with a stomping motion. With a stomping motion. Right? Number 3, why you want to use your bottom of your heel rather than the back? Because you have way more reach and control. Right? You have way more reach and control. If someone is, okay, let's say Bruce here behind me, I need to heel kick him with the back of my heel. Right? If we are this close, if I'm like a foot away from him, no problem. I can heel kick him in the shin and heel kick him on the kneecap maybe. I can heel kick him inside the leg. Now let me walk forward. Now we are about 2 feet away. My heel kick is just there's no way I'm going to reach him with my heel. If I aim for the back of the heel, right? There's no way. The range is just too short. However, I'm still 2 feet away. If I aim with the bottom of my heel, watch this. Boom. Boom. I can get him in the belly. I can get him on the kneecap. I can get him on the side. I can even get him on the chest if I reach high enough. Right? Why is that? Because when I use the bottom of my heel, there's as long as I lean my body in the right counter direction, so I kick it back, I'm leaning forward. There's an extension, there's a stretch. It allows my leg to go straight. Right? However, if I hit with the back of my heel, my leg is going to bend. I'm hitting with bent leg, which means I reduce my range by half. Right? So, quick recap. Reason number 1, you want to hit with the part of your body that is well conditioned for taking pressure because you walk on it, you stomp on it every day. Versus the part of your body that never used for anything, back of your heel. What do you use that for? I definitely never use it. Number 2, the muscle group that power each kind of movement. Back of heel, powered by the knee and the hamstring. Bottom of heel, powered by the glute and the hip joint. Number 3, range. Back of the heel equals bent leg. Bottom of the heel means straight leg, way further reach. Before we go, let me give you guys a little tip on how to always keep this in your mind and be able to get it right. When I used to have trouble with this, I realized it's because I'm thinking about heel kick and heel strike. Once I get my brain to drop that idea and start thinking in terms of a heel stomp, heel stomp, heel stomp, right? Then it works every time. Because to me, stomp means bottom of the foot. Strike means it can be anything. As long as I hit it with my heel, that's a strike. As long as I hit it with my heel, that's a kick. Right, so in your head, think about heel stomp. Whenever you want to hit with your heel, then you'll always hit with the right side of your foot. If you enjoy what we have to offer here on Daily Video, please do check out the Johnny Tiger Experience podcast, which have all these goodies and much, much more. You can find it on the Amazon Echo device or any podcast platform just by searching for Johnny Tiger Experience. Thank you, and I'll check back in tomorrow with another episode of Wisdom Wednesday. For now, have a good night.